Welcome to this overview of English skills. Let's begin with the question, what do we mean by English skills, and why are they important? English skills is a very broad term that covers listening, speaking, reading, and writing. In this overview, we are going to concentrate on some basic skills that have to do with writing. Let's begin with grammar. What is grammar? The most useful definition from the Oxford English Dictionary defines grammar in this way: that study of a language which deals with the relations of words in the sentence and the rules for employing these in accordance with established usage. Established usage is a key term that we will be returning to during this slideshow. In this context, the term established usage means that there are certain rules that are followed when writing sentences, paragraphs, and essays in academic settings. These rules were established over many decades, really hundreds of years, and, of course, they change over time. Punctuation. Punctuation refers to the marks we use when writing sentences. These marks include periods, commas, semicolons, and question marks, to name a few. Diction has to do with the words a writer chooses. There are levels of diction. When writing informally, such as when sending an email to a friend, you might use the expressions such as, he's a really flashy dresser, while in a more formal setting, such as an academic paper, you would write, King Louis XIV was well known across Europe for his pretentious dress. Students spend a lot of time thinking about assignments and writing lab reports, reviews, critiques, and essays. Often, their ideas are good, but because they did not follow the rules that go along with established usage, their work receives only an average grade. They wonder, why are these areas, grammar, punctuation, and diction, so important if the ideas in my paper are so good? What students need to keep in mind is that they are members of an academic community, a community that has established guidelines for writing. Members of a community need to know for whom they are writing. This is their audience. Let's take Shakespeare for example. He wrote plays for a wide audience, ranging from uneducated peasants to merchants to royalty. While there are moments of crude humor in many of his comedies that likely entertained the field hands and parlor maids, on up to Queen Elizabeth and her courtiers, Shakespeare also found it prudent to compose monologues and plot lines that would appeal to his royal patrons. Unlike Shakespeare and other playwrights, college students, thankfully, write for a much more narrow audience. In an academic course, the primary audience of a student's writing will of course be his or her professor. Now, there may be instances when a student's work is read by his or her peers as well as by other readers outside of a classroom, but for the most part, professors are the student's audience. Each discipline has particular guidelines for writing. A report written for a math class will differ from a biological field study, which in turn will differ from a history paper. When writing a paper or report, students must show that they are members of the academic community. They show their membership by following the rules of established usage, which, we have noted before, have to do with grammar, punctuation, and diction.